Okay, so we can call the meeting to order. And first on the agenda, is there anything to add to the agenda? Not, would somebody like to move? James, for adoption. All in favor? Opposed, that's carried. And then accounts payable to June 26th. Larry, for information. Any questions or concerns? James? They can't see me.
This Dillon Consulting for groundwater monitoring, is that for
Landfill.
oh, the landfill?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, look at
They're
this
the
on the
engineering
landfill one.
companies.
Yeah.
And it's for 2 years ago too, right, or something?
Oh, for 2 year span.
Mm-hmm. It was just a little behind in its invoicing.
Okay. Any other ones? Matt?
EFT 5899 corporate business equipment additional cubicle. Is that $4,100 for a cubicle? Is that for like these cubicles?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was an additional cubicle set up, there was an empty one that was used for storage, so we figured getting one in so someone could actually sit down and use it would be more useful than.
Oh, that's, sorry, that's like for your desk and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was.
Walls,
oh.
desk, cupboards and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
But we don't have any staff.
Anticipation.
Optimistic. Any other questions?
Build it and they will come.
I was just thinking.
Thought for sure somebody'd ask me about $1,500 worth of soap at the pool, but it's okay.
I didn't see that one, to be honest.
Well,
You
it's
have
soap,
bought soap?
it's soap, shampoo, and conditioner.
I figured that's gotta last a season. You would assume.
Our season is 3 months long. Anyway, all right, that's it, that's all. All in favor for information, opposed, that is carried. Then moving on to cash and investment summary for information.
I'll move that.
That would be,
Jim.
Jim.
Guess he can't comment on your age today.
We weren't adjourning yet, I didn't recognize him. Any questions or concerns? Larry?
I think we should start spending some of that money on our roads and infrastructure. I think it's getting, you know, this is really nice to have all this money here, but if you can't drive around town, it's pretty rough.
Literally. And I agree with you, you're not wrong, but we're getting better interest rates today than we have for years.
Okay, we'll just leave it at this then.
I'm not saying leave it, but
Okay. No,
We
it's
gotta
just
keep
a
that in mind.
suggestion.
Well, I think I asked why we weren't doing more projects, and I was told we don't have anything engineered, so we can't.
well, we could start that process too if we so chose.
But that process is usually in the budget process.
Mm-hmm. That'd be the time to start talking about spending this money though.
Right, and the thing is, it's not all spendable money.
Yeah.
No,
There are
it's
reserves
secured.
and all kinds of things there. It
Yeah.
looks like money, but it's actually dedicated to some things, so.
But Mike he told us that one time what the number was that we had for,
It was like 6.
wasn't it even higher than 6? Do you remember?
For like, just unrestricted,
Yeah,
but 11 million.
Well,
yeah,
not
okay.
And so.
But the arena's coming out of that,
The arena, and so will the money for, most of the money for Second Street and one
Second
other
Street.
two.
Mm-hmm.
so it's
So-
not like we're not spending it down. We started doing that last year's budget.
Yeah.
This
So-
year's budget.
So this year, I mean, those projects will cost about 5 million total, and, or sorry, 4 million total, and then it won't be another year and a bit until we get the grant funding from it, right? So we spend the money and then they reimburse, so we've gotta have that 4 million up front.
So out of that 4 million, about how much will be grant?
About a third.
Third will be grant, so we're
Yeah.
gonna spend about 2.6.
And then there's gonna be some from reserves coming from there. There is some for the road and water for Second Street. But some of it is unrestricted.
Okay, so just a guesstimate from our 11 unreserved, probably go down to 9.5, 10, something like that.
Probably, yeah, around 9.5, yeah.
Okay. So that's 12% of it spent right there.
Any other questions or concerns? If not, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. And moving on to minutes, we have the council minutes of June 12th, 2023 for adoption.
Move for adoption.
Chris? Any errors or omissions, questions, concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. And then the Municipal Planning Commission, June 21st, 2023 for information. Kathy? Any questions or concerns?
You recused yourself for a long time in that meeting, Larry.
Pardon me?
Said you recused yourself for a long time in that meeting.
It was a big meeting. Chris couldn't explain it.
Well, Chris came late.
They just forgot to be out.
I know what it was about, though. Did you want an explanation on it?
Yes.
Larry recused himself because the matter involved one of his properties.
Involved Larry.
Involved Larry, yes.
Okay.
So he did the
In
appropriate
fact-
thing to do.
In fact, the majority of the meeting involved Larry.
Oh, it certainly was, yeah. It's a popular man.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then Town of Redcliff Library Board minutes of April 18th, 2023.
I'll move those.
Jim? Any questions or concerns?
What's a CIPP grant?
That's a grant that we get. In the li-
There we have it.
From the,
What's it for? For operating, or was it for?
yeah, it's an operating grant.
Okay.
Any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then the Town of Redcliff Library special meeting held April 25th.
I'll move that as well.
Jim? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Bylaws. Bylaw number 1956/2023 being an amending bylaw number of 1698/2011 land use bylaw. It's here for first reading.
Put it on the table for first reading.
Kathy? Any questions or concerns? So, the reason why this is changing is because he says he's going to convert it to horticultural use. Because right now there's commercial buildings on there, right? From the picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tax purposes, going from a commercial to a horticultural, right? Improvements don't count in horticultural. So, I know land is higher, but that doesn't make it, will that make it close to the same?
Did on every other property that it applied to.
No, it didn't.
It did not make it close? I guess what's your definition of close? I thought we were higher than 80% of the previous value, if memory served me correctly.
Well, it's just, I look at this photo with, and I go, how, I don't see how that is instantly horticultural. But I don't know what the future plans for that site are.
So outside 220, right?
Yep.
Through the chair, does he own the greenhouse as well? That's right next to it?
I don't know, cause that's not, we don't have information on that because we just have information on that one.
It says subject lands over the big greenhouse.
Yeah. Well, but that's just the yellow square. Yeah. But I don't even know, because I don't even know if those two greenhouses are the same owner. But anyway, I just thought it was odd.
I'll have to get back to you on numbers.
Well, it doesn't matter, it's here for first reading, and then it goes for advertising and
And the
public hearing and all that other wonderful stuff, so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And realistically, sorry, Greg, if his taxation isn't near what it was before, is that really a reason to hold it up?
Well, it's just, I guess, all I got on here is he claims he's going to use it for horticultural purposes, which I don't even know what that means. Right? What is
Yeah.
what is horticultural? Is Red Hat horticultural? Technically not, right? Because somebody else determined that that wasn't a long time ago.
So is your concern that as soon as we approve this, that the building that's on there is now technically horticultural and doesn't have to pay for the improvements?
Probably that's what that means.
So the improvements are for greenhouses specifically growing. If it's for storage or for if a retail store out of that building.
Doesn't apply.
It's then still taxed as non-residential.
Okay.
Okay, so you think they're gonna put greenhouses up on that land?
That would be the only way to make the improvements non-taxable.
Okay. Then I really don't have to worry about it then. If, it's just, that is how it came down, is improvements on horticultural land aren't taxable.
And it was specific to the production of horticultural crops.
It gets stretched. Interpretation is an amazing thing.
Well, then
That's-
where would you stop? Is a grocery store horticultural then?
Well, that's just it, is it?
Wow.
They
It
sell
must go into
produce.
definitions on that exemption. I don't recall, but.
Well, the income off of grocery store, yeah, it, like I say, that's starting to become a stretch, but I know it does get used and abused in a few places. Anyway, okay. Nobody else had any questions? All in favor? Opposed? It is carried. And then bylaw number 1957/2023 being the land use bylaw for first reading. Larry? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. So this will go, same thing, a month and then a public hearing?
It's going to be circulated to affected parties. It'll be put in the paper for public hearing. Likely won't come back until the August meeting or September meeting.
Okay, so that gives everybody quite a bit of time to actually go through this, just in case you didn't read the whole thing and understand it over the weekend. Because this thing matters. That's what
Once it's in, it's.
building will look like and development will look like going forward. And if you find out 2 months after we put it in place that it affected you and you didn't read it, that's on you. Okay, all in favor, opposed, it is carried. Requests for decisions. 2023 Alberta Municipalities Convention, meeting with Minister of Municipal Affairs for consideration. And I guess by that it would be, does anybody have any great items to talk to him about?
The dam. But I said I wasn't gonna be at the meeting. But I could make it if I had to, if that's what you want.
Okay. Is there anything that we are doing in the town that requires a discussion with the Minister of Municipal Affairs?
Well, I was thinking about this on the weekend when I read this. I know you're gonna roll your eyes when I suggest this, but
Oh, that's harassment and bullying.
yeah, coming this way. Would it be worthwhile seeing if there's any sort of grant money out there? Because the city talked about these high pressure sodium lights and not wanting to repair them anymore. Maybe there's grant money for like a green initiative to go through the town and do one big sweep and finally get those LED lights. Or is that not something that he would be a part of? I'm still a little confused when it comes to ministers, I'll be honest.
I don't know. Usually if there's grants out there, it's our job to find them. They may be under his umbrella, I don't know, but, yeah. I guess technically, our streetlights don't cost us any more or less because we're on a signed agreement with the city. So even though they raised their electric rates all through the winter, we paid a fixed rate as per a contract. Cause LED lighting would certainly use less power, that's for sure, but the incentive,
I suppose if we're not paying any extra,
well, we didn't because it was a
but could we pay
contract.
less?
But next time the contract comes due, then those things could change significantly
We've
too.
seen how that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's something that we'd have to make a meeting to see him over.
It's the only thing that came to my mind.
Okay. Anything else? Well, I don't think that's really a topic that he would consider. Cause what happens if you don't put in a good thing, you don't even get to see him anyway, you get bumped. So it'd be a thank you. You can always talk to him if you see him at the
What's the read of the
hospitality room.
Pardon me?
Was there a motion made?
I don't have one.
Well, I will make a motion not to request a meeting then.
A motion to receive it for information?
That would be
Yeah.
good.
Well, then why did you put an option to not request a
Well,
meeting?
because this would be if we had good reasons to see him.
Receive it for information. Thank you, Shannon.
Just a minute. Okay, all in favor, opposed, is carried. And then Redcliff Rectangle concession agreement for consideration.
Of option one.
Matt? Any questions or concerns? James?
I'm gonna be the jerk here when I say this. So, for the last 2 years, they've been paying $400 per month. Has that just been like a recurring number, excuse me, since 1995, or?
I don't know how long they've been paying $400 a month.
Cause they do then sublet that out to a company in town.
Yep. For more than $400 a month.
But we up their ice rates.
And I looked, and that's exactly what I thought too. This is not a big chunk of their budget one way or the other. The ice rates are their big chunk. So, yeah. Really, they're almost using it for nothing, cause we have to maintain and repair our equipment in there, which
And paid the
400
electricity.
bucks doesn't probably even cover it.
Well, I know
Right.
it didn't,
If you lose a fryer or a stove or a makeup air unit or something, you're behind right off the bat. So
Mhm.
I guess this just lays out some rules and keeps them honest. It's definitely not a money-making thing.
No. No, and I don't think it should be a money-making thing, but.
The whole arena isn't the money making thing, so
Really?
what the hell?
Should it be another thing that we're losing a lot of money on, I
Yeah.
guess, is what I'm getting at. Cause you're right, if you do lose a piece of equipment, if there's no sort of copay in there,
No, it says we maintain our stuff, they maintain their stuff. I don't even know what they own in there. Maybe a fridge, I don't know.
hot chocolate machine.
I don't know. So,
Well, that's my 2 cents.
okay. Anything else? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. And moving on to the Regional Economic Development Strategy for consideration. We talked about this a little bit at the Governance Committee. Has anybody come up with something that we'd like to see in there?
No, I couldn't put words to my thoughts.
Okay. Well, we still have some time. If it goes with these 3 bullets that are huge, I guess
Yeah, they're very, very.
it'll be possibly fleshed out in the actual study. Okay. I don't know when the deadline is for this either,
I don't think we had one yet.
but,
They were just.
but they wanted to get it out within a month or so, right? Within a month, they wanted to get this out for RFP. Okay. Okay, so receive for information,
Oh, I'll make that motion. Sorry.
James. Cause that still leaves Carla and admin if they wanna put something in. Okay. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then special event permit.
I'll make the motion that we approve the special event application.
And I'll recuse
Based on
myself
all
from
the-
voting on this one.
Conditional approval? Or just approve it?
Just exactly what it says here.
Okay, so conditionally approve it.
Don't we get up and walk away?
You could start. Anybody have any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Chris, you can come back.
How'd that go?
Not in your favor.
No, I would have supported it.
Okay. Policies. Policy number 34, employee travel expense for consideration.
I will move option 1.
Chris? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then policy number 39, direct control zone, development application process.
I'll move that it be approved as presented.
So, the only thing, most of the time, when we have had direct control zones, they were kind of for unique properties where we, council of the day, wanted to try to control what could and couldn't go in there. So very rarely do we have people coming and asking us to rezone something to DC, right? I don't know, have we ever had that where somebody's actually come in and,
It's happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But usually you made my stuff direct control.
well, that's so we could
It was on
control you,
purpose,
Larry,
Larry.
cause you need control.
Yeah. But is there any direct control anymore
I-
in town?
I don't know if there,
In these zones? There's one with a house there that houses some people. I think that's the only
on
one.
4th Street.
Yeah.
There is some. I don't know if we can tell from the map.
I know it's very, very rare anymore.
But I don't think we have, other than that, I don't think we have anymore. We should.
Well, it's just when I was just looking like at this process and it's an applicant is starting this process, but at one time, council could have started this process or anything like that.
I've never started it, but I got it.
And this doesn't mean that council can't initiate the change.
Can't be the applicant? Yeah. Cause at one time, I think even, we did have some DC zones around here.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. And I think with changes in land use, we probably actually zoned some of them to what they are now versus DC.
Yes, we do
Yeah,
try to do
because
that.
I don't think we have a lot, like, you're right, there isn't very many anymore. Okay,
You planning on a new development, Larry?
Pardon me?
Are you planning a new development in Redcliff?
Yeah.
I've heard rumors, so like, this is why I worry.
Chris gonna explain that.
I was late, I'm not explaining anymore.
Okay,
Jim paid attention to
that
me.
was the only question I had. Anybody else have any questions? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then policy number 56, public notices and press media releases for consideration.
Move option 1.
Not. So I guess the only thing I see, is when it says the mayor and sometimes the town manager and staff have to be extremely vague and all that kind of stuff. I look at Redcliff days when Julie and Carla have all the planning, put it all out on social media, and then I have to talk to the news as to what's going on. I guess I struggle with that. I just deflect them back to Carla because she knows way more about it than I do. Like,
And those
yes,
that-
I can read the brochure too, and then I'm familiar with the times and what's going on, but that's sometimes where I think that staff should be allowed to say something.
And then in those instances, it can be delegated to them.
Okay. Cause I tried that, and it got deflected right back.
Your camera shot.
They must be, anyway, okay. Anybody else, questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then policy number 66, appealing development decisions by the town of Redcliff administration or town council.
Move option 1 to approve the changes.
Chris?
Big change.
Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then policy number 116 being the budget policy for consideration.
I'll move that it be approved as presented.
James? Any questions or concerns?
Just a refresher from what we talked about at GPC, all of this redacted stuff here was just to simplify the process because it wasn't necessarily happening this way anyways.
Correct.
Okay.
see if we can follow it this time. Okay, anybody else? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then policy 129, code of ethics and conduct for employees for consideration.
Well, I'll move that if you can purpose presented, I guess.
James? Questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Policy 149, the workplace harassment prevention policy for consideration. Jim?
One,
Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then policy 150, being the workplace violence prevention policy for consideration.
Move option one.
Chris? Any questions or concerns? None, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. In correspondence, we have Alberta Arts, Culture and Status of Women for Information, Stars of Alberta Volunteer Awards.
For information.
Matt, received for information. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And Alberta Municipal Affairs,
I'll move
Rick's
that
back
one.
in his own job. Jim? Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And moving on to others, we have the Redcliff Day Event 2023 update.
For information.
Larry. Any questions? Chris?
I just got, good feedback of the new layout. I was just curious what everybody else heard back.
Yeah, it was very good.
yep,
That's all
Yeah.
I heard.
I don't ever hear things.
Everybody actually liked it.
Yeah, shutting down Broadway seemed to be a positive. What'd you say?
I don't ever hear things from people.
Was fair, yeah.
I did like it though, the fact that it, with Broadway shut down, I made it a lot easier for people to get around, I think, maybe not traffic wise, but
Yeah,
like my kids, I didn't have to worry about them going out and people not paying attention, driving down Broadway or whatever. I think it was great.
and the idea was to spread the foot traffic around, so maybe it helped out the local businesses, rather than take all the foot traffic and take it away from the local businesses. We'll never know if it was a positive or anything to the local businesses, but
I'd support doing it next year.
couldn't hurt. Yeah, I think so too.
Next year, maybe our museum will be open.
Yeah, 'cause standing there, I saw 3 people trying to get in there.
Oh, busy day.
Within like half an hour, or not even, 20 minutes.
You're just trying to get out of the water.
No.
Anyway, I never heard any negative,
No, it was good.
Yeah.
and that's highly unusual.
Well, just the one fellow with the garage sale, I guess. He was upset that people couldn't get to his garage sale easy enough. But
too bad, so sad.
not the end of the world, not the worst complaint ever.
Don't have it on Redcliff days, I guess.
It's amazing how many people plan their garage
There
sale
were
for Redcliff Days, cause there's
22
people
or
coming to town.
24
So
garage
yeah,
sales.
like, it's,
Red Hat was full
yeah,
of
Yeah.
there's, they should sell peg space.
Yeah.
We should sell it.
Yeah, it's
It's on
our
our land,
land.
yeah,
I was just gonna say, isn't that
There you
ours?
go,
Yeah.
something new for you.
Okay, good idea.
Access fee.
Yeah,
You'll take every
and
penny
you
in
could put
cash.
one of your cash machines up there so they can have money to pay you. Win-win.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed?
So, yeah, it's okay, we'll find out later. No, like I say, I never heard anything negative. And it was a good weekend, it didn't rain till Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tried.
Yeah, there was,
Bit breezy.
there was a cloud way to the north, but way, way north,
mhm.
for the fireworks, which was, and the wind was from the east, so that was good too.
Was the pancake breakfast busy? Cause well, we went early, so it sure wasn't busy
It-
then.
They ran out of sausages at 9:30, and we ran out of syrup at about 5 to 10,
Oh, so it's pretty busy
I
then.
mean, so whatever they had ordered, we did use up, they even went and got more pancake mix in the morning because we wouldn't have had enough pancake mix.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
So I don't know if they made any money, cause it was just donations, but,
Yeah.
I think it came in spurts, right? After 9 o'clock is when there was a lineup across the parking lot. Yeah, cause
Yeah.
people don't get up early for free.
Well,
food.
yeah,
Well, not free, I guess.
I don't remember a time we've just gone right through the line, that's why I was just curious,
Yeah.
but.
No, there was some times when there was a backup, and then there was times we couldn't keep up cooking, and then there was times we had lots.
Oh, okay.
So it ebbed and flowed.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is anybody in the dunk tanks?
You?
No, I never did. They asked me, but I said, ask me again Saturday morning, and I'll tell you last
I
minute.
don't even know where they were.
Neither do I. No one asked.
So nobody went in the dunk tanks?
Who would have supplied the dunk tank? 'Cause
Is it the
normally
youth center again?
I'm
nor-
pretty sure it was the youth center that asked me, and I said, get a hold of me on Saturday, and I'll see if I'm all caught up and if I have time that day, and I'll decide last minute, and they never did.
Yeah, they didn't ask me.
Cause
so I
usually
didn't
the
know.
firemen fill it, and I don't even know if we did this year. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe there was none.
Honestly,
No,
I
no,
never
no,
got.
I
there
don't
was
know where it
because-
was.
There was, cause my kids went by there to try to dunk the principal.
Yeah.
It was probably in the same spot over by Parkside.
Yeah, it was right by the basketball courts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, same spot.
and the axe toss was up against Second Street.
Yeah, they were next to each other.
Okay. That's always happened.
Seems safe. Wet hands and axes.
Oh, I know it's gonna be a while before I can look at flipping another hamburger again.
Well, not even wet hands, just elected officials on display and axes.
Well,
I don't know, that's a little,
there's a few people in town that might, have some choice decisions with that.
Okay. Larry moved it anymore, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried, and the Canada Day events flyer for information.
Only for information.
James?
You singing in Canada too there, Jim?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Do you come out
Usually,
of the
Go on,
cave?
usually the
Motown.
live music does the singing. Yeah. Okay, any questions or concerns otherwise? All in favor? Opposed, that is carried.
why do you gotta keep pets at home?
Do we need a recess?
We
What
don't
about
have
important
important
meetings?
We got one more.
Oh, right.
I'll move for information.
Rats.
That's
Important, important meetings.
Impotent.
Yeah, them too. Did we miss any?
Looks like a pretty chill summer.
Cool.
Are we
I
not
will
having
likely
GPC in
miss that.
July?
Okay.
Potentially, yes, we will be.
What was the question?
I mean, yeah.
GPC in July.
Potentially we'll not be there.
Alright. All in favor? Did somebody move these? Sorry.
I did.
Chris
Oh,
did.
Chris did. Right. All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Now, do we need a recess? That took a whole minute now.
I'm good.
You're good? Would somebody like to move us into closed?
Sure.
I'll give it to Jim.
Who said that?
That's gonna be the
Jim.
last one he
Jim.
gets.
Pardon?
He said, he's giving it to you. That's gonna be the last one you get.
That's right.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Oh, he's not getting it.
Opposed?
What the hell's that?
No sugar? Zero sugar.
No way.
They
Loaded.
changed it.
Full of aspartame.
You know what?
Good to go.
You have a motion to make?
I'll make the motion that we support the town in their grant application,
The city.
The city.
the city in their grant application, yeah.
I support the town's grant application too.
But I didn't support, I support the city.
Okay, any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is
I'll
carried.
move for Jim.
Chris?
That's for $10.
Go 8:35, Senator.
3, 2, 1.
All in favor? Opposed? It's carried at 8:35. That's way over on the other